Hello and welcome to today's blog. My name is Anthony Morel and I'm going to be breaking down the morning schedule of a top producer in real estate. So the first thing that we want to identify is what is a top producer, and for the sake of this video, what I'm going to identify, number one, is this is going to be for an individual that's earning $250,000 and above. With that being said, if you're earning below this is a schedule that you can adopt and you can implement different fragments from what I'm going to share with you and implement them into your business. Now, as we start to look at the morning schedule, the concept that I'm going to be sharing with you that I want you to first write down is, number one, time block or time blocking. What you're going to understand about time blocking is you're taking an activity and you're inserting that activity into a block of time throughout your weekly schedule. So you're going to be able to determine what time blocks you're going to do Monday through Friday to help you build the business of your dreams. The second point that we want to cover today is the very first item that goes into your time blocking in your morning schedule, and that is your rise. What I want you to think about in rise is an opportunity for you to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically to go out for the day and build and generate a business that is earning you the type of income that you're looking to earn. So, what are some of the things that we can do during our rise? Well, we can journal, we can move, and we can ultimately work on our mindset, making sure that we are preparing our mindset. Now, what do I mean by that? I want you to think of it like a slingshot. The more that we are able to pull back and really work on ourselves, what's going to end up happening? Boom, when we let it go, we're going to be able to shoot through the day with good momentum and good energy. So you have to determine what time your rise is going to get started. You might say, you know what, my rise is going to get started at, for the sake of this example here, 6:30 a.m. Now, you're going to take that and you're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and every day on those days, that's when you get started in your business with a good, strong, solid time block in your rise. So let's say maybe you take that from 6:30 to 8 a.m. Now, the next item that we want to look at is going to be number 3, which is our office arrival. Now, the office arrival is very crucial, and the reason why is because you're probably thinking, Anthony, I don't have an office to go into. Think this way: wherever it is that you are, you need a dedicated space to build the business. So even if it's in your room, or if it's in an office, or if it's wherever, it doesn't matter. You don't need a lot of space, but it's an ideal location where you can hunker down and you can start to get to work. And you want to make sure that you have a specific time, and if you can have a specific place as to when you want to start that office arrival, that's where you really begin your morning activity. The first thing that I want you to think about in your office arrival is putting yourself in a position where you are pulling your market stats. Market stats are very crucial, and the specific market stat that I want you to have is the average days on market. What this allows you to do is this allows you to, as you're going out and you're talking to the consumers in the marketplace, you're able to educate them on what the average days on market is showing in the community that they're interested in transacting. A lot of times what happens is our buyers and sellers are getting their information from things like the media. They're getting their information from things like neighbors and things along those lines, where if we have our market stats, we can help them go from emotional-based decision to an actual logical-based decision based on things like the average days on market and what's actually going on in our market stats. Once we've pulled our market stats, we want to begin to work on our skill set, which is point number 4, skill set. Now, the skill set is an important time because what you're going to identify is when we speak to buyers and sellers in the market, those are opportunities. Now, we want to make sure that we're as efficient as possible in handling those opportunities. There are different maybe scripts that we're going to be working on from the standpoint of expireds, for sale by owners, our listing presentation, our buyer presentation, our pre-qualifying presentation, but then also you can look at it as working on common objection handlers that you may receive in the marketplace. For example, I want to think about it is a common objection that you might receive that you can begin to work on, or you know what, I don't want to pay you your 3% commission because the other agent said that they would do it for cheaper. You can now begin to work on a objection handler. When that comes up, you know how to respond in a professional and knowledgeable manner to help best bring the highest level of service to your consumer. And what we want to do in the skill set is let's say, for example, we take from 8:30 to 9 o'clock a.m. We have a time block where we are working on that skill set. Once we've worked on our skill set, the next thing that we want to get right into is our lead generation. Now, you may have heard that word before, and I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes directly from the sales funnel. It's the very first word that we work on, which is lead generation. So if you've always wondered, well, when should I be getting involved in my lead generation? Well, guess what? You're putting that right in the slot of virtually 9 a.m. And I like to use the rule of 2.5 hours. If you show me someone that's lead generating 2.5 hours, let's just say they're doing that from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If they're doing that 4 days a week, they're lead generating, they're going to be bringing in a lot of new customers into their business. So all we do is we take this slot right here and we just simply inject it right into the slot of 9 a.m. If we do 2.5 hours, that's going to take us to 11:30 in the morning. The next component that it's going to create for you, number 6, is this unique window of time from 11:30 to 12. And in that period of time, what we want to really understand is that, guess what? We've been reaching out to a lot of new prospects in our business during our lead generation time. We've been working on our skill set. We've been, pulling up our market stats. We've been working on our rise in the morning. So we've really put in a lot of work. But what we haven't done is we haven't been distracted. And so what happens is that during this time of 11:30 to 12, we're able to utilize this time as a follow-up time. Follow-up time. Now, what does follow-up look like? Follow-up is very simple. It's an opportunity. No, that's not FU, that's follow-up. What you're able to do is in follow-up is you're able to make callbacks to clients that have maybe reached out for the morning. You're able to speak with your staff on maybe moving the needle forward with some of your transactions. You're also able to speak with different individuals that maybe you're working on the transaction with, right? So maybe you can speak to, mortgage lenders, things along those lines. You could speak to maybe an escrow rep about moving the needle forward on your transactions. So what we have found here is that in the first 6 steps, we're really there's a lot of work that's going in, but it's covering multiple areas of the business. It's helping us cover our mindset. It's helping us cover our knowledge of the market with our market stats. It's helping us cover our skill set on how we're going to be working and speaking to the general public. But it's also allowing for us to designate some time it's a numbers game. We're in a sales business. Go out and speak to individuals and then have a follow-up time where the current business that we have, we're able to make sure that we're taking care of that current business and also moving the needle forward on the transaction. Now, after 6, we're going to end our morning with a nice, guess what? Lunch. But now here's what I want to share with you at lunch. Most realtors, they're going to utilize this lunchtime of 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, and they're going to maybe utilize that to go out and not be very productive. I want to challenge you to be productive, okay? I've seen agents take this 12 o'clock lunchtime and take it all the way to 3 p.m. And they're wondering, oh man, why isn't my business growing? No, if we give ourselves a time block from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, what we can do in that time frame is guess what? We can eat with clients. We could also listen to and watch maybe a positive audio, okay? Maybe a YouTube that's motivational and that lifts our spirits. One thing that I always like to do, and you can adopt this if you want, however, I love to laugh during this time. So I'll take some of the most comedy that the best comedy that I can find, and I'll just laugh. Why? Laughter is a great stress reliever. So if you think about it, well, if you've done all your activities in the morning and you're maybe getting told no during your lead generation, or you're getting told no, or you're not hearing the most positive things in your follow-up time with your transactions, guess what? Laughter, it is what it is. Nothing's going to stop me because I'm clear about the business that I want to build. We can make lunch a very productive time. And then if you watch our next video, which is on the afternoon session, I'll teach you what to do after lunch to make sure that we are taking care of the right now business and moving the needle forward. This is designed and built for the future of your business. However, we want to shift gears in the afternoon, and the gear is who's got my money. And there's a certain mindset in the afternoon that we want to work on. But what I want you to do from this video is I want you to identify which step it is that you need to get a little bit better at today. What is the number 1, 2, 3, whether it's time, rise, office arrival, skill set, lead generation, follow-up, or lunch, and making it more productive that we have to adjust in order to help us build the business of our dreams. Thank you so much for your time today. Let's get it. Let's go.